Have you ever considered the language your body speaks? Not the words you say or the thoughts you think, but the silent, ceaseless conversation happening between trillions of cells. A conversation that dictates everything from how you feel when you wake up to how you heal from an injury. What if I told you that we are beginning to understand this language? That we are learning to write new sentences, to send new commands, and to override the programming that tells us decline is inevitable? We've been sold a comfortable, reassuring story about our own physiology. It's the story that our bodies have a peak, and after a certain age, after certain injuries, we are on a permanent, one-way trip downhill. We're told to manage our ailments, to accept the slowdown, to live with the chronic discomfort. We've become, in essence, mechanics of degradation. But here's the catch. We are not machines. We are biological, electrochemical miracles. And the key to rewriting our health isn't in managing decline. It's in understanding the body's own instruction manual, a language written in molecules called peptides. And today, we are diving deep into two of the most fascinating chapters in that manual. Hi, I'm Dr. Mike. And before we get into the nitty-gritty, we need to get the important stuff out of the way. This is not meant to treat, diagnose, cure, and is purely for entertainment. Research peptides are not for human or veterinary use. Use extreme caution when entering the gray market and arm yourself with knowledge. So, what exactly are these peptides we keep hearing about? Simply put, they are short chains of amino acids, the fundamental building blocks of proteins. Think of them as molecular text messages, specific signals that tell your cells what to do. When you get injured, your cells send out signals. When you need to produce a hormone, your body sends a signal. These signals, more often than not, are peptides. They are the language of biology, the key that turns the lock on cellular function. Now, let's talk about one of the most powerful and misunderstood peptides out there, Thymosin Beta-4, and its more famous offspring, TB500. Using these terms interchangeably is a classic case of science illiteracy, so let's clear this up right now. Thymosin Beta-4 is the full-length 43 amino acid protein. It's the entire unabridged novel. It's complex, it's comprehensive, but it's also large and somewhat fragile. When you introduce it to the body, there's a lot to unpack. TB500, on the other hand, is a specific active fragment of that larger protein. It's the single most critical chapter in that novel, the one that contains the entire plot's essence, the core message, without all the extra pages. It's the concentrated dose of the exact instructions the body needs to hear. This matters because of bioavailability and stability. The smaller, more stable TB500 fragment gets to work fast. It's not a lesser version, it's the refined, hyper-efficient version containing the most active part of the molecule. So how does it work? Imagine your body as a bustling city. When an injury occurs, a damaged building, if you will, the cells in that area send out distress signals. They're calling for help, for materials, for a construction crew. TB500 is the emergency broadcast system, the urban planner, and the construction foreman all rolled into one. It amplifies that distress signal and then tells the cellular repair crews exactly what to do. It gives 4 very specific commands. The first command is move. TB500 has a profound effect on a protein called actin, a fundamental part of our cellular skeleton. It essentially tells crucial repair cells, like stem cells and the endothelial cells that line our blood vessels, to get up and migrate to the site of damage. It's the ultimate carpool to the construction site. The second command, grow. Specifically, grow new blood vessels. This process is called angiogenesis. No healing can ever occur without a robust blood supply to bring in nutrients and carry away metabolic waste. TB500 is the foreman ensuring the supply lines are built, expanded, and wide open. The third command is powerful: stay alive. This is known as anti-apoptosis. TB500 sends a strong signal to damaged cells that are on the verge of programmed cell death, telling them to hold on, that help is on the way. This preserves the original tissue scaffolding, which is much easier to repair than to rebuild from scratch. And the fourth command, calm down. It dials down the inflammatory cytokine storm. While some inflammation is necessary to kickstart healing, uncontrolled inflammation is like a wildfire that causes massive collateral damage. TB500 brings order to the chaos. Now, this isn't just theoretical. A 2012 study in the Journal of Molecular and Cellular Cardiology demonstrated this beautifully. Researchers induced myocardial infarctions, heart attacks, in mice. The group that received TB500 showed a dramatic increase in the migration of progenitor cells to the damaged heart tissue, significantly improving blood vessel formation and a stark reduction in the size of the scar tissue. The message got through and the heart listened. This brings us to perhaps the most groundbreaking application of TB500, the heart. Modern medicine has very few answers for a damaged myocardium. After a heart attack, the dead tissue turns into a fibrotic, useless scar. The standard of care is essentially to hope the rest of the heart can compensate. TB500 doesn't accept that. It directly addresses fibrosis. It downregulates the expression of pro-fibrotic genes and upregulates enzymes that break down the excess collagen making up that scar tissue. It literally tells the body to dissolve the bad scar and replace it with functional, contractile heart muscle. A 2010 study in the journal Circulation showed that treatment following a heart attack didn't just slow the damage, it began to reverse it. This has profound implications for things like arrhythmias. The heart beats because of a beautiful, coordinated electrical cascade. Fibrosis disrupts this, creating static on the line. By clearing the fibrosis, TB500 helps restore that clean, efficient electrical signaling. Now, TB500 is a superstar, but every superstar needs a co-star. Well, equally, enter BPC 157. While TB500 is the master architect and foreman for a specific project, BPC 157 is the system-wide logistics and infrastructure expert. BPC stands for Body Protection Compound, and it's derived from a protein found in our own gastric juice. It's a systemic healer. It doesn't just focus on one area. It seems to stabilize and promote healing in everything from the gut lining to tendons to the brain. One of its primary mechanisms is working on the vascular endothelial growth factor, or VEGF pathway. Think of it as the ultimate road construction crew for your entire circulatory system. It creates a massive surge in healthy blood flow potential. So if BPC 157 is building the supply roads, ensuring the infrastructure is there for healing to happen anywhere in the body, then TB500 is the air traffic controller that directs the repair crews and materials down those specific highways to the exact site of injury. This is the synergy of the Wolverine Stack. So, can you use these indefinitely? The smarter approach is pulsing. The body is brilliant, but it can adapt to a constant signal, a phenomenon known as receptor downregulation. It starts to ignore the message. Using it in focused cycles, say 4 to 6 weeks on, followed by a few weeks off, allows you to provide that powerful healing stimulus, then gives the body time to integrate the changes and reset its sensitivity to the signal. It keeps the message fresh and effective. Of course, we have to address the elephant in the room. The moment you mention anything that promotes growth, the fear-mongering begins. The idea that TB500 causes cancer is a gross oversimplification born from a misunderstanding of biology. TB500 promotes regulated, organized cell growth and healing. This is the polar opposite of the chaotic, disorganized, metastatic growth of a tumor. One is building a functional city, the other is an uncontrolled slum. In fact, the research suggests the opposite may be true. A 2011 study in the Annals of Plastic Surgery looked at this specifically. What did they find? While TB500 promoted the healing of normal tissues, it actually inhibited the migration and invasion of breast cancer cells. The peptide is smart. It appears to promote order and health, not chaos. The potential applications for this are staggering, far beyond just muscle repair. We're talking about protecting highly vascular organs like the kidneys from injury by enhancing blood flow and reducing inflammation. We're talking about accelerating the healing of notoriously slow-healing tissues like tendons and ligaments, building a stronger, more organized collagen matrix than the body might on its own. There's even research into its effects on the nervous system, potentially promoting the repair of damaged nerves and calming the signals associated with neuropathic discomfort. When you build a protocol around these foundational peptides, you can begin to create a comprehensive system for rejuvenation. Adding a peptide like GHK copper, a master regulator of gene expression, can help push your DNA towards a more youthful, healthy pattern. Or adding MOTs-C, a mitochondrial-derived peptide, which is like upgrading your cellular batteries to tiny nuclear reactors, cranking up energy production and insulin sensitivity. This is the future of proactive health. It's about moving away from the paradigm of simply managing decay and stepping into the role of the architect of your own vitality. Peptides like TB500 and BPC 157 are more than just molecules. They are a declaration of war against the idea that our best years are behind us. They are proof that the body has the innate wisdom to heal and regenerate. We are just beginning to understand the language it speaks. And with the right keys, we can unlock a potential for health, strength, and resilience that we were told we could never have again. The science challenges us to ask a different question. Instead of asking, how do we manage this decline? We can now ask, how do we instruct the body to rebuild? This is the fundamental difference between a conventional drug and a peptide. Many drugs are designed to block a process, to inhibit a function. Peptides are signals. They are instructions designed to work with your body's existing systems, not against them. Think about a chronic injury, that nagging shoulder or knee that never seems to get back to 100%. Often, this is due to poorly organized scar tissue and a lack of sufficient blood flow. The body's natural repair process can be haphazard, like patching a tear with duct tape. These peptides encourage a more intelligent repair. They guide the formation of a stronger, more functional collagen matrix, the way a master weaver would repair a tapestry, ensuring the new tissue is as strong, if not stronger, than the original. And the implications extend beyond the physical. Remember the research on neuroinflammation? By restoring the balance of the brain's own immune system, the microglia, peptides may help combat the low-grade chronic inflammation that is increasingly linked to cognitive decline and neurodegenerative conditions. This is why purity and sourcing are paramount. When dealing with something that sends such specific instructions to your cells, you want to be absolutely certain you are using a clean, unadulterated, high-purity product from a source that provides third-party testing. The beauty of using these peptides separately but concurrently is that you get to activate multiple healing pathways at once in a controlled manner. It's a multi-pronged approach. BPC 157 enhances the foundational environment for repair, while TB 500 directs the specialized crews. For athletes or anyone who pushes their body hard, this represents a paradigm shift in recovery. It's no longer just about rest and ice. It's about actively providing the signals that accelerate and improve the quality of tissue regeneration. The systemic effects can also have aesthetic benefits. Promoting collagen deposition and angiogenesis doesn't just happen in your tendons, it happens in your skin. Healthier blood flow and tissue regeneration can lead to improved skin quality and a more youthful appearance. Let's not forget the gut-brain axis. BPC 157's profound ability to heal the gut lining can have downstream effects on systemic inflammation and even mental clarity. A healthy gut is the foundation of a healthy body and mind. It's important to remember that we are at the very beginning of this scientific journey. The research is constantly evolving, and new peptides with even more specific functions are being discovered. This is why it is so critical to anchor your understanding in the scientific literature, not in anonymous forum posts. Anecdotes can be interesting, but they are not data. Understand the mechanisms and you can make informed decisions. Understanding details like half-life is also important. A peptide's duration of action in the body dictates how frequently it should be administered for optimal effect. The most powerful tool you have in this entire landscape is knowledge. Arm yourself with it. Read the studies, question the marketing claims, understand the chemistry. The effects of these peptides are like a ripple in a pond. You initiate a signal, and the biological cascade that follows can have wide-ranging systemic benefits that compound over time. This isn't about chasing immortality. It's about extending your health span. It's about ensuring that your later years are filled with the same vitality and capability as your middle years. It's about quality of life. By providing the body with the precise signals it needs to maintain order and facilitate efficient repair, you are supporting its natural, innate intelligence. You are not forcing a process, you are enabling one. Ultimately, the choice is yours. You can accept the narrative of inevitable decay, or you can choose to become an active participant in your own biology. Remember that the body is an interconnected system. A benefit in one area, such as reduced systemic inflammation, will invariably lead to benefits in others, from cognitive function to joint health. We've been handed a set of keys. We are just now learning which locks they open. And what we are discovering is that they open the door to a level of self-healing and optimization that was previously thought to be impossible. The sun is rising on a new era of personalized, regenerative medicine. It's an era where we stop being passive passengers in our own bodies and start becoming informed pilots. The science of peptides, especially powerful synergistic combinations like TB 500 and BPC 157, is not a magic bullet. It is a tool. A profoundly powerful tool for those willing to learn the language of their own biology. If you found this deep dive valuable and want to continue exploring the cutting edge of health science, do me a favor and support the channel. Hitting that like button and subscribing really does help us reach more people. And don't forget to sign up for our newsletter. You'll find the link in the description below this video for more exclusive content and updates. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.